Chapter 15. When I look at Hamagner in the 8th. By 2006, there was a diction Dr. Jenkins and Mr. Hetty like quality to Angelo Mosillo. The good Angelo had been warning for a surprisingly long time that his industry was heading into dangerous territory. I am deeply concerned about credit quality in the overall industry, he said in the spring of 2005. I think that the amount of capacity that's been developed for subprime is much greater than the quality of subprime loans available. A year later, he said to a group of analysts, I believe there's a lot of fraud in state income loans, and he flagged that CNBC's Maria Bartiromo that a housing recession was on the way. I would expected a general decline of 5% to 10% in housing price throughout the country. Some areas percent to 10%, the 20%, and in areas where you have had heavy speculation, you could have 30%, he said. But Angelo insisted that none of this would be a problem for Countrywide. Countrywide wasn't just some fly-by-night subprime lender, it was America's number one home loan lender. Mozilla and other executives repeatedly stressed the high standards that Countrywide used to make its mortgage. Countrywide's proprietary technology will help it about any foreclosure. Mozilla told investors, according to the Los Angeles Times. Inside Countrywide, however, Mozilla was not so sanguine. In the spring of 2006, he wrote an email describing Countrywide subprime loans has the most dangerous product in existence, and there can be nothing more toxic. Around the same time, Mozilla sent another email saying that he had personally observed a serious lack of compliance within the whole originator system as in relates to documentation and generally deterioration in the quality of loans originated versus the pricing of those loans. He clearly seemed worried. The discrepancy between private worry and public proclamation will later cause the SEC to charge Mozilla and several of his top heights with fraud for not disclosing Countrywide's growing risks to investors. In Mozilla's case, the government also charged him with insider trading from November 2006 through August 2007. He got total proceeds of almost from cashing in stock options. A judge overseeing a class actions lawsuit filed against the Countrywide wrote in one ruling that it was extraordinary how the company's essential operations were so at odds with the company's public statements. Countrywide later paid to settle the suit while denying the allegations. There is little question that the money and the accolades had to come had come to matter too much to Mozilla, and yet it's unclear whether Mozilla was, in fact, trying to deceive countrywide investors, or whether he was so desperate to win the market share badly that he simply couldn't see the ultimate cost of the bad loans Countrywide was making. He remained quite simply the truest of true believers, both in his company and in the transcendent virtue of supreme lands countrywide made. He used to say that if 10% of supreme borrowers defaulted, that mean 90% were paying their mortgage one time. Every last one of team borrower who wouldn't have otherwise had a shot at the American dream. Angelo, he totally believed it, say a former executive, he'd say, when I look a homeowner in the eye, I can tell if they buy. We'd say, Angelo, we don't even do a personal interview anymore. Would you stop saying you can see it in their eyes? As per countrywide, Mozilla was convinced that it had become so big and so strong that it was impregnable. By 2006, in racket on the fortune with $5 billion in 2006. In 2005, revenue $2.4 billion in profits, and a mortgage originations engine that had generated a state gearing in lands. Surely, a company with that kind of financials might could weather even a severe housing downturn. It might even help Countrywide in the long run by putting some of its prime-only competitors out of business during an investor presentation in 2006. Mozilla read the names of some of the companies that had exited the business: Great Western, Home Savings, Glenfleet, American Residentials, and others. These are the very honest ones that X analyst told me that I should be fearing. All one, he said.